baby. I'm going to help you be successful. That's my job. Believe it. I've been doing this 27 years. That's a fact. Disney ESPN ain't going to help you because none of them know the right side. Trust me, they know nothing. Let's kick their ass. They don't know a damn thing about handicapping. And I'm coming after you, Disney. I'm the guru. I'm Sportsguru.vegas. That name was earned by picking winners. That's how it works. Make no mistake, I'm here to win. That's right. Yes. Again, that opening was made by David and Chase. Let me take this up here. We'll get back to that, Gurus. Mainstage.pro. That's the company I'm working with. Welcome, Guru. Sports Guru Vegas coming to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada, and greatest city in the world. And that's my mom. Hi, Mama. So welcome to my show. I like the newcomers on TikTok and Twitter. That's mainly where I've been getting new followers. I've been able to get out lately, Gurus. We've talked about that. So hopefully that'll change pretty soon. Welcome to my show. So yesterday we had a profitable day. You know, we hit a 3-teamer in the NBA, and the NBA's been going positively for us. We had that discussion yesterday, and we actually hit every game. We had 4 wins, but we lost. We had 2 college games, Georgia Tech and Indiana, with that. So we actually didn't do we went 1-2 in college, 4-0 in the NBA, and we split in the hockey, and we did so. We basically lost 2 round robins, 1-1, and there's your profit. All right. And in a way, Gurus, that's why I do this. That's not in a way, that's a fact. So what we want to do is put the right teams together in the right round robin positions. And that way, if we have a day like yesterday, we still make money. And that's really the reason I did this, because it protects you from days like this, which we didn't really lose with. The game's basically finished we actually finished positive for the day. We went 4-0, and then we went, it looks like 1-2. No, 2-2. We had Miami. Miami, actually, forgive me, Gurus. I apologize. We went 2-1. We hit Miami and George Washington, and we lost UMass. So forgive me on this. It's been a long morning. It was a lot of work. So we actually had a better day than that. And we ended up going 3-0 and then 1-2. So that's a better day. That's a solid day. But we got to maintain that, keep that going. That's how we win. So we have a couple round robins today. I'm going to share with you guys. That's David's company. That's the company that hosts my show. And I wanted to put that up there. And this is our handle. Right, Sports Guru Vegas, and let me get this out of here. So welcome to my show. We have a busy day today, Gurus. Forgive me, it's been a busy morning, and but I'm welcome. And there's a lot of work today to get ready for this day. So we have 2 round robins we're going to play today, and I'm going to share those with you guys. And we want to keep this momentum going. And as I explained yesterday, our bread and butter will be college because of the sheer amount of volume of games. But we're doing well in the NBA lately. We've been winning the last about week and a half solidly, bouncing back well. Good value most of the time in the NBA. Yesterday we had good value. So Clippers were a favorite. But we had that conversation about whether to bet the spreads and the money line. And yesterday we saw the Clippers covered the money line, but we didn't see the Kings cover. I think they would have pushed. Depends, -3.5. You'd had to buy it under 3, which I always recommend. So if you have a number on 3, Gurus, you buy it to 2.5, because a game can fall on 3 like the Kings did yesterday. So you want to buy down, even though you're laying, you want to buy off those key numbers gives yourself a little reinforcement to cover and win. And that's why we're here. We're here to cover and win. We are winning our secondary bets on the favorites. What that means is we're laying the money line, but also the spreads are coming in for us. And that'll start happening with dogs too. Obviously, less with dogs. They're usually the team that isn't as good. And that's why they don't come in as much, gurus. But they will, especially with college basketball. There's so many games. Oh, dear goodness. A lot of work. And we're used to doing it, Mark and I. That's why I started this show because, when you go on Disney, ESPN, and we made a bunch of short videos that I've shared with some of my gurus about, attacking ESPN, and they should be attacked. I get these messages from First Take on my cell phone because I follow them on Twitter. And they're pretty funny, actually. They have nothing about the games. They talk about every ridiculous thing except the games. And they have nothing to do with, and matter of fact, if you notice, at least on the messages I've gotten, they do everything to distract you not to look at the games today. And if they do, I don't even know what kind of strategy they own over there. They have a bunch of inexperienced people who played the game, some reporters who've been reporting the game for decades, like Stephen A. Smith. He doesn't know a damn thing about handicapping. He just doesn't. So that's why I started this show, because I not only that network, all the other networks don't know a damn thing either. So that's why we do this show. They don't have 25 years experience like me helping people win. They just don't. Right? They better at X's and O's than Guru. They better be. They used to play the game. Right? I didn't play at a high level of football. So you better be better than me at X and O's, because you sure as hell aren't better than Guru picking these games. That's an easy one. And we're going to continue to build momentum, continue to show a profit. That's what we do here. But we're competing. We're not in the profit in the black yet, but we're competing to get to that stage here. So, and it's a day at a time, Guru Reprieve. We had a nice comeback yesterday, 2-1, swept a 3-teamer, and then 1-2 on the other one. So that's that's the strategy of being successful betting the round robin. It's up to me to guide you, gurus, to give you the right plays in the right situations so that we can exploit that and maximize that ticket and that profit. So not only betting the games, but also putting the games on the right round robin is very important. And I learned that years ago. And that's why when I put these games out, and I'm going to be doing this in just a minute, you'll notice, well, here, I'll do it right now because I started the show. Our first one is in college basketball. And just so here's your example. So Cleveland State's on the road, right? They're at Wright State. These are all conference games we're getting into. Fullerton's at Irvine and Santa Clara's at LMU. And you notice all of them have +6 on them. +6 by Cleveland State, +12 Fullerton, +2 Santa Clara. So this is a day I'd put at least 10, 15, even up to 20% on the dog to win the game. Depends how you feel, right? But your primary bet has to be taking all these points. And I would recommend 80% because they're all on the road. So you can go 20%, 10%, 30%, do whatever you want. I'm just giving you guidelines, excuse me, Gurus, of how I would play this game and how I'm playing it. This is how I'm playing it. Now, will I bet a money line? Absolutely. And I put money line optional. I used to put 20% and all that. I'm not going to do that. What I'll do is, the deal. It's optional for you people who are new. You're learning, right? And I explain as I go. Sometimes the gurus that have been here from the beginning know, but I don't mind explaining myself again. I'm trying to help educate you guys. It's a new way of betting. It's not familiar to a lot of gamblers and sports betting. They don't bet round robins. They usually bet parlays or straight bets. That's usually what people do. So this is kind of interesting. I started doing it about 3 years ago because I used to mainly just be a straight better. That's all I ever bet. Once I'd bet, well, I'd bet a two-team money line parlay. If I had two favorites, and that's not unusual. And you know what? You'll find you usually go 1-1. I know it sounds crazy, but even the guru does. There's some exceptions, of course, but generally you have to look at overall, and generally 1-1. So why do I release 3 games? Well, I have a better chance of going 2-1 than 2-0. I know that sounds nuts, but that's a fact. Just chart everything. You'll see that. And when you go 3-0, you accelerate your ticket, right? You get a maximize return on your money. And if you hit your secondary bet, which is your primary, then your more riskier bet, boom. So let's say you bet money line at every game today, Cleveland State, Florida, and Santa Clara. You bet the money line for 20%, and you took the points for say 80. That'd be $80 each leg on if you're using $120 money line. So if you hit both, your ticket accelerates vastly. We're talking about $2 dog on the road. Fullerton's getting 3 at least. You're looking at +5. So they're a small plus Santa Clara. We're talking about accelerating your ticket a lot. And I am going to bet the money lines on these games as well. Why not? College is vast. Oh, Lord. But it lasts. I think we're going to be doing this, gurus, for the next 2 months, and it's going to be fairly busy. That's just the way it's going to be. Then we have conference tournaments that start the last week of March for some of the conferences, and we go into the bigger ones following March into like early second week of March. They start their conference tournaments. They all finish up mid-March to play the dance. And then they have other tournaments. I usually don't bet those other tournaments. I mainly stick with the conference tournaments by that point. And then by that time, that's in March, mid-March. So you have hockey and NBA positioning themselves, getting ready for the postseason for both teams. And we have more experience, obviously, betting NBA. It's a sport I grew up playing basketball and watching it. So I gravitated to that earlier as far as trying to learn how to bet it. And so we're pretty sophisticated with it. We know the trends it is trendy, the sport, right? We've seen that. We win, then we'll lose, then we'll win. And right now we're trending positively. But I also told you, gurus, that as time moves on, there's more matchups I can depend on, more matchup history. So that favors the guru because I'm used to looking at matchups. So the more history I have, the better I can make decisions for you and I. And that's good. I like that. So that's why we're here. So I'm your guide. Use me as your guide, right? I want to help you guide you because you can't do anything on your own in this world. There's nothing you can do by yourself. You didn't come into this world by yourself. You will not leave this world by yourself. You could take yourself out, but you're going to be processed by other people. And I actually saw an interesting thing on the news. They're talking about using human compost now. So instead of just us being incinerated and having ashes, they'd use something with this new technology. It turns us into basically manure, and we get spread over fields. And you know what? I'm actually thinking that's not a bad thing. I hope they spread me over a whole marijuana field. That would be great. Right? Bring it on. Let's do it. And we can have that conversation. Oh, here. Speaking of that, I think let's see, Mark. Okay, he says, so here, let me put this up here for you guys. Oops. Here we go. So Mark says, buy points when lower spreads. Right, Mark. And I've been sharing that with you, with gurus. I say buy off one, buy down off one, money line, buy up off one, take the points. Try to get 2 all the time. And we'll be doing this. We're going to be doing games all for the next 2.5 months in college hoops, whatever the hell it's going to be a lot of work. But it's fun, gurus. You got to win if you're doing all this work. You want to win. So back to let's go back to the round robin. That's why we're here. So Cleveland State, these are all conference games. They've been starting conference play. That's normal in January, and we're trying to get a head start on it with these games, and that's what we're doing. They play each other twice generally, and then they play a tournament game. Sometimes they play 3 times. So we have to be on the ball for each of these opportunities when they come, and it's a lot of work, but we're used to it, gurus. And it's a lot of work you don't have to do. So you keep following, guru. It's a lot of work you're saving yourself on. That I promise you. So, and I want you to come back. You need to share the show, gurus. We need to get bigger, and that is happening on social media. It takes time, right? Life's takes time for success, and you have to do it without expecting anything at first. You do it because you love it, and you do it because you're really trying to do it for the right reasons. And whether you become successful financially or not, that's really up to the heavens. I got to do my part to make that possible. And that means I have to be here for your support system, help guide you through these times, good and bad, help expand on good, make them better. I always tell new gurus, if you're winning, I'll help you win more. And if you're not winning, I'm going to help you compete and win. And that's what I'm doing. So we have we went over these games, about 50 in college today. And Mark and I went over them, and these are the ones that we felt we need to release. Cleveland State +6, Fullerton at Irvine +12, and Santa Clara at LMU +2. So this tells you, gurus, we're not afraid to bet road teams at all. And we do, as you know, you've been following us. So money line's optional. It always is, right? But I'm going to bet it because I like these matchups. I think these teams can win. If they all win, that's a lot of positive equity on your multiplier for pluses here. So I'm going to go 80-20, something like that, 85-15. I'll take a look at it. I've been mainly going 80-20, mainly is what I'm doing. And I doubt I change for this. Going to the next one. Again, a sport where we've been doing well at, the NBA. Not many can say that, so that's good. I'm proud of that. It's difficult to win in the NBA, but we have to keep going to keep this momentum going. And we're going to start by taking the Spurs at home. They're getting 11 against Milwaukee. Milwaukee played yesterday, Gurus, if I remember correctly, and I'm pretty sure I do. And that means they beat this team earlier. So the Spurs have some motivation. I think the back-to-back helps. They are betting Milwaukee in this game. We had Indiana against Milwaukee. And now we bet against Milwaukee again. Why not? They're laying a lot of points on the road, and they're on a back-to-back, and the Spurs have been reasonable. We won our last bet with the Spurs on the road. Right? I think we had it against Memphis getting 11. They got there. And so they'll show up today. They're learning how to play the game. Something that just takes time. All of them. They may have one of the greatest players of all time on their team, Wamby. I'm not going to say he won't be, because physically he's got everything that every big man I've seen pretty much never had. Bill Walton was a very athletic player. So let's see what Mark has today. Walton was very athletic, but and people didn't know that about Walton, but he was very athletic, and he was actually a guard when he started in high school. He was the point guard at a high school in San Diego, and he used to play pickup basketball all the time with top players in his neighborhood, guys in their mid-20s and older. So he always wanted to play the best, and so he could become better, and that's exactly what he did. The problem is, one of the teams he was playing when he was in high school, I guess his freshman year, summer year, they decided to play him dirty because he was schooling them. So they chopped him one high, chop one low, and they tore his knee to shreds. They tore his knee. To his credit, um, Walton, he grew a ton. So he went from a point guard that used to run the floor, that's how talented he was, to now a center because he grew so many inches after his freshman year. They moved him to center. And the rest is history. But he had a shorter career because of injury. Not many people, I didn't even know this till recently. He injured his knee because he got purposefully chop blocked playing a pickup game with older men. Pretty sad. Think about if that never would have happened, how tremendous a player this man was. So, life happens that way, gurus. We have to be prepared, good, bad, or otherwise. We always strive to be good. That's what I do on this show every day. There it is. Spurs plus 11. Georgia State. And Troy. Now, Troy is on the money line. They're laying a small number. But Georgia State and Spurs, you can money line that. I'm probably going to do that too. Probably will. I do it all the time. So why wouldn't I? Because there's going to be a day where all these hit and we're going to be like, yeehaw, glad we did it. Right. It's fun to do it. And you got a lot of potential upside on your tickets. So there's a strategy to all this, gurus. I looked at some hockey yesterday. I did some work. I wanted to find out what was going on because hockey's been trending negatively lately, like the last, I would say, week and a half. And I looked at it and it's really been trending negatively. That's not good. So I did some work to find out what's going on here and see if I can reverse it. And it's going to be a work in progress here. So today I'm going to lay off some games. I want to see what's going on here. I'll let you know what happened. I like to be aggressive, gurus. I've learned that as a professional handicapper. Stay aggressive. But, there has to come a point where you're looking at the games and you have to decide, is it paying for me to be aggressive? Will there be an upside? Now, we're gambling, right? This is gambling. It's advantage gambling because I've been doing this a long time. I can help you identify positions that will help you make money. So it has an advantage to it. I wouldn't be doing the show. And our numbers have been reasonable. Um, but gambling is gambling. And I've learned that as a professional. I've had the luxury to be doing this so long that I can do things for an extended period of time and I can tell if there's a right side or not. And so far, we're not hitting the sweet spot in hockey yet. Now, we're going to keep looking at it and we'll see when we have some. We're going to release it. There's a couple close games today. But I'm going to lay off of it today and see what happens with it. We can always pick it up and bet it again, and we will. There are plays that I know are just really more the nuts. They don't come around that much. And my show's called the Round Robin Hoods. So my goal is to really find round robins every day to bet. And that's what I've been able to do. So by being very conservative in a sport, I don't have any anticipation that would help or hurt us, but I will do it for now. And so we'll see how this goes, gurus, with this whole thing. For now, the games I'm releasing, I do have a lot of experience betting, which is the college basketball and the NBA. Was vast experience looking at these two sports and helping people with it. It's taken a long time to readjust to what's going on out there. There's some crazy things happening, and you have to be flexible and willing to deal with them. So we are, and that's how you become successful. So let me share this again. We have the Spurs winning 11 at home, and they're on a back-to-back, Milwaukee. They played yesterday. Georgia State is on the road at Southern Miss, and we're hoping we get off to a good start. They have in their conference. Let's see if they can expand on that. And then Troy's on the money line at home. And I have that game written down as well. um, playing Old Dominion, a team they're comfortable playing. So let's hope they get a win. And again, we need to hit these secondary bets. If you're laying the spread instead of the points, you're doing better than Guru. But there's a lot of season left, so we'll see what happens. Just use your smarts. To me, if the money line exceeds, if it doesn't exceed 10-1, I won't even look at it. But there's other things that are involved. So anyway, those are the 2 round robins that we're releasing today. I want to talk. I will go back into these again before the show. I do want to talk a little bit about the NFL. There are no games this evening. There are games on Saturday. So what does that mean, gurus? That means Mark and I are going to do the show tomorrow, and I'm going to talk to you about any games that might be Saturday, so you can bet them tomorrow. I like doing the show. That's why. So tune in tomorrow at noon on YouTube, and we'll send you an alert and tell you when we're on. So, but most of it will be talking about if there are games. There might only be like 1 round robin tomorrow. We'll have to see how it works out. And whatever there is, if there is one, I'll talk to you. If we have one to share, if we have one bet, we'll share that. As long as we can get on this platform and talk to you guys. So that round robin is in. Yeah, I did this. Let's go back to this. So the other thing, gurus, is you can comment on this show. You see that banner running, share, comment, like, subscribe. And it just keeps running over and over again. And it seems that when I'm out there, I get a lot more things done, and I'm hoping to be out there soon. We keep working towards that every day, gurus, and I'm grateful. So as far as the football is concerned, we may release some games tomorrow. I will go over the football with Mark. It's a slow day tomorrow, and we'll see if we can release some NFL games. I probably will focus on that. There aren't any tomorrow night, but there are some on Thursday. So maybe we can get some plays in. And I'll double check that, gurus, for you guys. Right now I have this show on my monitor, so I can't really go to anything else, at least for right now, without risking interruption with the show. We've had enough of that. All right. Crazy. So we have some interesting games. We have some road dogs. I'll go back to the first one again. Cleveland State's on the road. This is conference time. So we add more layers than that. We're looking for that. Fullerton's getting a big number on the road, 12. And that's a team that's, pretty good. I'll check for some injuries. But, when you get a number that big, you take it. And you got to make sure that we'll check the players out. Money line's optional as well. These games are obviously harder to win, but I'm going to bet it anyway. Santa Clara is going to be tough. Fullerton's getting doubles on the road, and Cleveland State's on the road laying. So the other one is going into the NBA. You have the Spurs. They're getting doubles at home against Milwaukee. We just had Atlanta yesterday against Milwaukee. We won that game outright. So let's hope we get the same results today. We have Georgia State getting 3.5. And I believe they're playing this game. It's a Sun Belt game. And I think they're playing it at, I wrote it down here, Southern Miss. Who's another Sun Belt team. They just moved into the Sun Belt, Southern Miss. But so did Georgia State, I believe. Doesn't matter. We're getting points. We're going to take them on the road. And then we have Troy on the money line. They should beat this team. They remember last year. Getting their, I think they made a Division II presence. So those are the 3 we have so far. Excuse me, the 2. Yeah, those are the 2 we have. And I wanted to get those out to you. We're at the halfway point. My goal is to always do that for you, gurus. Gives you guys time to be flexible. Um, so following up on the NBA, that's been good. I hope it continues to stay that way. We're working our butts off to make sure we're giving you good picks. So let's continue that growth. NFL is going to be a little tricky this weekend, but we'll look at the matchups. We could have very favorable matchups. I'm going to find that out tonight, and we can start talking about it tomorrow, Gurus. Getting ready for the weekend. That'll be fun. But for now, we have these two round robins. Spurs plus the 11, Georgia State plus 3, money line Troy. But the money line's optional on this as well. You can, and I'm going to probably do it, 10 to 20% on the money line for these games. Except Troy, we're already betting that you can lay the points if you'd like on that. So let's see here. Got different things here. Okay, with that being said, there's my puppy. You can email me. Also, gurus, you can comment on the show. We like to have comments. Mark comments every time he watches it. That helps. It gives me ideas, things that I can't think about here that'll help empower you for the show. So my job is to give you the picks that I'm playing every day that Mark and I, we like for you to play as sharing that to you. You're your own boss's guru. You're going to do what you want, and we want you to do that. And again, we're seeking success here for all of us. I play a part by guiding you. That's my job. But you have to guide your own. Ultimately, you're making your decisions for your own wagers. I'm just helping you, gurus, and I'm going to continue to do that. We are competing. We've been competing. This is our 7th week. We expect to keep competing and winning because that's what Mark and I have been able to accomplish. So you can email me if you have any questions. Some of the questions that I notice on the show, they're not during the show. Once in a while, I get questions after. I'm trying to find those questions. If I see them, I try to answer them. I watch my show every night at the end of the day when I'm out in the back at nighttime late to make sure, and because I like to see what am I doing better, what can I do worse. So the show Gurus is in nature. It's small like this. We have the same set, and that's good. I like we came in with a low budget, but we came in with a lot of experience right here. A lot of work involved here to get these games out. Chase and David came in with their production company, and then I merged our talents together, and that's how we created this show and some of the videos that we have as well. That helps show more professionalism, and that's what we're doing now. Gurus, just to let you know, my objection is to have at least 100,000 subscribers and followers. That's how you start making money. So we have to reach that. We're not even close, but we work for it every day. That's my job. We want it to be a solvent company, pays its bills. We all help one another. I give you good bets. We help one another. Advertisers pay. That's what we want. The second round robin, I'll show you. So we have two today. They're NBA and college. Hockey, I looked at. Games could go either way based on what's been happening. They're going negatively. That could change today. We'll see. If that changes, we'll be back. We're watching things. And I told you we're going to watch hockey now. We have to wait and see what's going on. We'll bring it back, though. Cleveland State, Fullerton, Santa Clara. Money lines optional. I'm betting them. I told you that the last time I pulled this up. About 20%. So that's reasonable. Gurus, I'm starting to get better. I'm working on. I've had these viruses for now over 2 weeks, and they come in different ways. I think I got all three of them. It wouldn't surprise me. So I've been down over 2 weeks with different symptoms, but I'm here recovering. This business allows me to rest and work at it when I can, and that's what I do. I'm grateful I have this, and I'm grateful I can share it with you, gurus. That's important to me. So we're going to play the 2 round robins here, and we already went over both of them. I'll leave it up here for you guys. Again, you can comment, you can share. Right, I sent you the email on here. And I want you to enjoy this experience, gurus. We have to enjoy this first. I do enjoy it. I don't like losing. But if you don't like losing and you can't handle that, you shouldn't get into this type of fun, if you will, or work, if you want to call it that, which I do. You can't. Uh, you have to understand losing is a part of this business. You want to try to learn from the losses you have. That's what I've done. It's taken me 30 years. Am I still learning? Of course, I'm still learning, gurus. Absolutely, I am. And that just once makes me better. I'm trying to empower myself to be one of the best in the world. And hell, I need to do that to service and be of service and help in this endeavor that we're doing. So that's my handle. So go on, gurus. You want to share, like, comment, subscribe. That'll help me build the business. It grows the company. And that's what we're here for, to maintain that. Just before we close the show, just to let you know, there are some NFL games on Saturday. I'm sure you're all aware of that. So we're going to cover that on tomorrow's show because we had a lot of work to do today just to get these 2 round robins out. So I'm a little tired. It's been a long week, but we're getting there. We're closing in on a busy Saturday. It's going to be very busy college basketball. There's NFL and then NBA hockey. And then there's always NFL on Sunday, which is going to be a big board. It's the final weekend of football. And then we go into the postseason. The Raiders didn't make it, but we're having the Super Bowl in our village in Las Vegas at the Allegiant Stadium, which will be pretty exciting and amazing. That's why I started the show in week 11. I told David I have to get out there. And unfortunately, I've been backed up the last couple of weeks. But at least we got it started and everything's going the way we need it to. With that being said, I'm going to probably close the show a little early today because we went over our bets. We have 2 round robins again, gurus. One's in the one's college basketball only, and we say the money line's optional. Cleveland State, Fullerton, and Santa Clara. We're just now getting into conference games. The next one is Spurs, which is the only NBA game we have. There's only 2 on the board today. So we took the Spurs, and we have Georgia State on the road and Troy on the money line. So we think these are reasonable positions. They should make you money. Let's try to hit both round robins. That would be best. Um, Sharing is caring. So I wanted to thank you, gurus, for being here today. And I'm glad we have this experience together. We're going to maintain this. So Monday through Friday, we shoot at noon to 1 live every Monday through Friday. There are exceptions. We'll miss a day if there's no games for me to release. If I'm not feeling well and I can't do the show, that hasn't happened to a couple times. I just couldn't. But I've had a serious issue the last couple of weeks. Most of the time, I'll be on this show for you guys. I can do the show sick, and I have, and I'll continue to if I need to. So sharing is caring. And whatever you can do to help Guru out, especially now he can't get out there, that means a lot to me. It sustains the show. Look, if we don't win, Gurus, Disney SPN wins, and they're not helping anybody, and they're making a lot of money, and they're not giving anything back. They're giving entertainment, and they deserve to get paid for that. But this is sports information here, and they call it that. Well, they're not really sharing good information. They're sharing information. Anyone can do that, but are you sending and sharing good information that actually empower people and help people? And I can answer you that question. They're not. They are not. Fact. That's why I'm doing this. I say in one of my videos, If they had good handicappers, I wouldn't have to do this. And I've said that since I started the show, and they shot some videos of me doing it. So they don't have good handicappers. I don't mind doing this. I've been doing it. I love it. I'm good at it. And I'm here to support you guys through this journey on it. And I'm grateful to be here. So, with that being said, it's important to come back tomorrow because that sets up our weekend. I will share this again, like I do every show. We send all this information on TikTok, Twitter. After my show, it takes me about an hour to wind down. Then I post these on these platforms for you guys. And it has the basic game and the spread. I don't talk about why I'm betting it. I do that on this show. But I give out the games randomly and I cut to different videos until I'm done giving out. Each round robin's a new video. So I maximize that with hashtags. It's been a fun experience. It's tedious work. You have to keep doing it just to get a few subscribers and followers and keep this going. But sacrifice, gurus, is what Americans have been doing for many centuries. And in order to be successful, I don't care what century you're in, you have to be willing to sacrifice, you have to be willing to work, and you have to learn how to work smart. And I've done all three of those. And must do that to sustain a quality life. And that's what we're doing. So, with that being said, you got both round robins. I will share them on Twitter, TikTok. If you missed them for any reason, I appreciate your business. I appreciate your viewership. Please share the show. We need to go global. We need to go viral. I've had conversations about that with people, and we need to make that happen. And that's up to us, gurus. So stay with me. We got every sport we have covered, and we're gonna be we sit here, we do handicap, we wait for good plays to come by. When they do, boom, until we hit them, we bet against them, and we have to win more than we lose. We're competing; it's very close, gurus. A lot of fun I'm having, so let's keep that going. So come back tomorrow at noon. We'll have another show. We'll get ready for the weekend. I want to talk about that. Might release some plays in case there's a games early Saturday morning. I can get them out to you. I will. So see me tomorrow, gurus. Come back to this channel here. I want to thank you for being here today. And I love you guys. Have a successful day today. God bless you. See you tomorrow.